Today is June 21st. The Yankees throw a no-hitter almost. They flirt with a no-hitter almost every night. We get one again. We have the sharp stats, the sharpest of stats, which I think just, again, we're going to learn that the Yankees are the best ever, Jake. So that's exciting news.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, presented to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake, and behind the dish we have producer BBD. As I said, brought to you by SeatGeek, and SeatGeek is sponsoring the episode as well as the entire show. You can get $20 off your first purchase with promo code YANKS at SeatGeek if you use the app, if you use the website. The app is pretty easy. It shows you the good tickets, the bad tickets. It lets you know good deal, bad deal. So this is a good seat, but the value's not great.
I used it.
This is a medium seat, but the value's amazing.
I used it the other day.
So, even if you're looking for nosebleeds, it'll let you know this is the best value for the nosebleeds. I like the 300 level. I'm a
Sunday
fan.
Cubs game. I used it.
And it worked?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys can be just like Jake. Use code YANKS for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. How you feeling, Jake?
James, Silent Dave, as someone in the biz once called you. I'm doing well, man. I got really juiced up for last night's game. We had a pretty crazy weekend doing some of our warehouse stuff. You guys are going to love that. But you get a little disconnected from the Yankees, and we're almost the opposite of last year, where there were times with last season's team where, like, if you had kind of a weekend away where, like, you had a wedding or something or a family event, it was like, that wasn't too bad. So I didn't miss 3 double plays, and the Yankees lost in the 8th inning. Last night was Cole-McClanahan, 2 of the best in the biz, Dale. And, man, they shoved, Garrett especially. And then it got a little kooky Jake, as people are calling me. And, man, the Yankees still prevail. So otherwise it could have been sad because it would have been like 2 blown leads late, and that would have been a little messy. Instead, the Yankees prevail. Wandy continues his kind of folklore story. I loved Caster at the end of the game. He's like, there's nothing that phases this guy.
No, nothing.
And the only thing that does is me. You're talking to him. So,
no, he's going to kick your ass.
man, I mean, times are great. I was so excited to have my
Night.
salad,
sit
down, watch the game, watch the Yankees win, and they did. So I'm pretty good, Jimbo. How about yourself?
I agree with you. I tweeted out that I had baseball emotions, which some people I guess don't enjoy, because I said what a fun game, and I had a decent chunk of Yankee fans saying that wasn't fun. I don't know if they're just joking because it got a little scary, but that is fun for me.
Right.
Like the Blue Jays series, and albeit we were busy at the warehouse, and I caught the end. No, I caught a lot of the games actually. Sunday, I caught just I think we were good. Because just on my phone while on the radio, and then on my phone at the party stuff, I had no stakes. I was very happy when they blew them out. The Hicks hit was huge, but it was the 4th inning, so it wasn't like, oh my God. And then Sunday when the Blue Jays came back, and I didn't care. It was like, whatever, we already took the series. So I never had that it's hard on the line feeling.
Yeah.
And last night, because the Rays came back, yes, but it was like, well, I don't want to, Cole's going for a no-hitter and then we lose. That's salt on the wound. Haha, not only did we spoil the no-hitter, but we also beat you. So I was like, yo, come on. And then Wandy in a jam and all that stuff. I loved it. I'll take 5 more laughers in easy breezy games, but then give me one of these every now and then. So I was very excited to sit down and watch Cole versus McClanahan. I was I was enjoying it. And one of the topics, not the first one I want to talk about, is just how many times have we gotten the no-hitter alert on our phone this year as Yankee fans? And I don't fully know because I don't know how to search.
I think it's 4. I think they showed a graphic last night during the game. This was Cole's second. Mm-hmm. He had the perfect game going. The ball just snuck past DJ. And then I think Sevy had one and Tyone had one.
But Nestor also had one. Nestor had one too. Tyone and Nestor had them back to back. We were at Tyone and then Nestor had it the next day.
Sevy had the one that was a hit early, but that was the only
hit
hit the whole
right.
team.
Yeah. The third game.
Yeah.
Connected to that stretch.
And Cole had one in the 13-0. So I pulled up some research here that I'm interested to share and excited to share. But first, we're going to do the sharpest stat, which we always do.
It's the sharpest stat you've ever met. And if your stat isn't sharp, why don't you get Roman for your stat? Be a man, go get Roman for your flaccid wiener. If you're trying to get it hard, be a man. Go to Roman.com/Yanks today if you'll approved. $10 off your first order. We're actually talking about their Roman swipes, which, if you have an erection and you're prematurely ejaculating,
yeah, every day.
Roman swipes are clinically proven.
Didn't you say stiff breeze and you're busted?
I don't know if I said that.
Maybe it was your dad.
Could have been Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
There's no prescription needed because it's safe, effective, and used by millions of men with free 2-day shipping. We're still waiting for ours to get in, and we're going to do a full demo on the program. But yeah, if this is something you're struggling with, again, this is kind of where I come back with all this stuff. If this is something you're struggling with, why not give it a try? And why not use Roman swipes? GetRoman.com/Yanks. If approved, you get $10 off your first order. GetRoman.com/Yanks.
How about it? Is the stream dead?
Not dead, but our internet is not good.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
We will continue on and see what happens.
GetRoman.com/Yanks.
Sharp stats.
Hey guys, Queen of Stats here. And last week, I know that we talked about how the Yankees are winning in so many different ways. And this week, I want to talk about another one of my favorite things about this team is that they are truly elite on both sides of the ball, so pitching and hitting. And the reason I think that this is so important is because, you know, maybe one game your pitching fails, but you still got an amazing offense. So your hitting comes through, and then maybe one day your hitting fails, but you still got an amazing pitching staff, so your pitching comes through. So this really lets them just kind of, like I said, win in so many different ways. But now what I'm going to do is, it turns out it's not only really helpful for winning games, but it's also a really rare effect. So basically, I looked at teams that kind of were extreme elite on both sides of the ball. So the first one was teams that led MLB in both runs scored and runs allowed. And there's only been 5 teams to do that in Major League history, well, since 1900. And the only one since the end of World War II to do this is the 2001 Mariners. Now, we know they lost in the ALCS, but all 5 of these teams that I mentioned since 1900 had won at least 105 games. So they were truly amazing teams. Then I looked at teams to lead Major League Baseball in both batter war and pitching war. So this is baseball references. And since 1900, only 4 teams have done that, and none since the end of World War II. So that would be quite an achievement. All those teams won at least 105 games. And then I looked at, and this might be my most favorite one, is I looked at teams that led Major League Baseball in both home runs and allowed the fewest home runs. So home runs and then home runs allowed. They were tops in both. Only one team since 1900 has done that, and that was the 1906 Philadelphia Athletics. So not really a comparison there, since it was a totally different game of baseball. But I think that this one, if they can pull this off, this might be the most impressive. So there's just a few things, few stat things that you guys can watch for when the Yankees are, you know, like up by 35 games in August. All right. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Another episode, another batch of sharp stats, another beautiful conversation where we will be talking about how good the Yankees are at many different facets of the game. What a fun time to talk Yanks.
There were parts of me that was worried I was gonna talking about how good the Yankees are was gonna get old.
Yes.
And it's not right now.
No,
I'm
it's
liking
still
it.
a fun time. So we have a couple stats here.
Yes.
Right now, the Yankees lead MLB in both runs scored and fewest runs allowed.
Good.
They lead in batting WAR and pitching WAR.
Great.
They lead in home runs hit and least home runs allowed. Those are three different stats where they are doing the best on both sides of the ball. Now, according to Katie's numbers, not a lot of teams have done this in history. Actually, the only modern team to do one of these three things was the 2001 Mariners, who led in both runs scored and runs allowed. The WAR stuff hasn't happened since World War II, and the home runs hasn't happened since 1906.
The 1906 Philadelphia Athletics, I believe.
Your favorite player on that team, if you could remind me.
Ooh, on those Philadelphia A's. Well, I was always a Connie Mack guy,
Yep. Yeah, but he's not a player.
but he was the manager.
Yeah, I was pretty big into...
Fred Nordsberg.
no, Connie Mack was the manager, but I kind of was
Okay.
big into Ossie Schrokangost.
Is there anyone on the team you recognize? Is there like a Hornsby or
How would
someone
you
like that?
say, just how would you say this name?
Ossie Schreckengost. That's a tough
Like
name.
one of the worst names.
That's a tough name.
Unless I hear pronunciation and it's cool.
Well, his full name is Freeman Ossie Schreckengogst. So
I mean, the guys I remember from this team are Topsy Hartzell and Sock Saybold. You know?
Okay.
Charles Bender, what a good pitcher name. Okay, Eddie Plank was on this team. That's an actual baseball name. I know, Hall of Famer. So this team was stacked.
Eddie Collins.
James, you
and
can,
Doc Powers.
as we have been doing, and happily so, the Yankees are incredible this year. You look at the record, you look at the standings, you look at the stats. You mentioned the home runs allowed, net homers. I saw someone call that in the chat. Yeah, that's a really good thing to be the best in. Everything they are doing is at such an elite level. But there's some Yankee fans speak to Yankee fans differently. You see a Yankee fan on the subway. You see a Yankee fan in Des Moines, Iowa. Like, guards down, let's talk Yanks. That's kind of what's allowed us to be successful. What popped up last night, the Yankees record now, as we record this, is 50-17. The last Yankee team to do that was the 1998 Yankees, which
I don't like. So I like the way Katie presented these.
Right.
I do not like when they say, 5 teams have done this. The other 5 won the World Series. I hate that.
Yeah, I know that scares you a little bit.
I hate that more than announcing a no-hitter during a no-hitter, which I don't care at all about.
Right.
Like on Twitter, like if someone says Cole's going for a no-hitter, you should tune in. Like I don't believe in that jinx at all.
right.
But, and I don't know why. I don't have any reasoning for what affects me and what doesn't. But I hate the graphics that are like, the last team to do this, they all won the World Series. Like, don't fucking put that on the screen. Talk about it.
See, I like
Bury
those.
that.
I like those because that just means we're guaranteed to win the World Series. So I would just compartment.
See, my stomach dropped as I heard you say that. I have a physical reaction to
Jim,
it.
you compartmentalize it that way for now.
Compartmentalize.
If that's a real word.
I think it's compartmentalize.
Yeah. So the 1998 Yankees, which I think Yankee fans regard as one of the best baseball teams of all time, I think is regarded in baseball as one of the best baseball teams of all time, if not the best. I was kind of waiting for the first drop on the 98 Yanks because, we've heard a lot so far about great starts. And, even that Mariners team gets brought up that, the best regular season team of all time, arguably. And some great Hall of Famers, great dudes on that team. I was waiting for the 98 Yanks drop, and this was it, 50-17. When they tied that record, that's when they locked up with the 98 Yanks. And that's when for me, it all changed. Like, it all went from great start and me almost waiting for the weekend series where it's, the Yankees, they just didn't have it this weekend and they got swept. That's out. Like, in my head, that's out. Now that we're on pace with the 98 Yanks, this team, I'm demanding excellence kind of the whole way. And I think the cool part is, Jim, so does this team. We heard Rizzo tell us that. Like, they think they're the most talented, and they have the chip on their shoulder. And that's, like, one of the most powerful things you can run into in sports. And I think one thing that ties into all this that need more shout-outs, the hitting coach party crew, which we've talked about a little bit. Who is it? Pelletier, Mullins, that other handsome, strong guy. What's his name?
Pelletier got fired.
Not Pelletier, then.
It's Dylan.
Yes, Dylan. Hitting coaches, Dylan. Okay.
Yeah, but
Dylan Lawson.
let's not get caught up in those
Okay.
because I don't want to say.
Hyper confused. Okay. Because the base running's been incredible, too.
Base running's been
And
great.
Luis Rojas, I think he's the guy that gets credit for that. The pitcher's controlling the base running. I believe Luis Rojas is getting credit for that. So, like, every facet of this team, whether you're talking about leadership, I think Rizzo has been a huge factor for that. I think defense, Rizzo, IKF, you could point to a couple other guys that have been impactful, changing the catchers, obviously. It's every facet, and that's why these calls, I don't think will get boring because you can point to different dudes or different facets of the game that the Yankees are getting better in, like, every week.
Base running has been a lot better,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Which of these three would you want to stick? Say, like, one of these you would want to stick. I think it's kind of an obvious question, but I'm going to lay it out there for you. I think my answer is the home run. No, the runs. Just the runs scored and runs allowed. Home runs are cool, and I think they're a product of the other. But no modern team has done the other ones, so I would like to be also like the Mariners and just runs allowed, runs scored, and go pole to pole as the team that has scored the most, because that's also goes into the Pythagorean theorem of, like, how you should have performed and all that, and some people use that and judge that. So if I had to choose one, obviously the WAR stuff, that's an easy toss for me.
Yeah, I don't think I can even muster an argument for the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. You want more runs. You want the other team to score less runs.
I mean, do you care? I mean, the 1906 Phillies, you want to give them the title as the last team to allow the least? I mean, they only allowed 5 home runs, and they hit 20 or something.
I tell you something?
Yeah.
I hate the 1906 Phillies.
They hit 32 home runs, carried by Harry Davis, who hit 12.
They were mid, dude.
And then they allowed
Do you know their record?
9 home runs.
The 1906 Phillies were 78 and 67. They finished 4th in the American League. There was like 4 teams in the league. So I don't care about anything they did.
They played at Columbia Park. Do you care about that?
Yeah, I mean, part of me is going to Google Columbia Park right now just to see the dimensions.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm
Clem's baseball.
let's see, 340 to left field.
Oh, did this become the Baker Bowl?
It could have 440 to center.
This is a great picture of it.
It's a deep left field, a short right porch.
Yeah, it's one of those neighborhood square lots.
Yeah.
Which I think this became the Baker Bowl then, because that's the dimensions of the Baker Bowl, and that was Philly as well, right?
Or maybe they just liked it.
They're like, this is good. Let's run it back.
The Philadelphia Phillies temporarily called Columbia Park home in 1903 while the Baker Bowl was repaired. So I think they're cousins, but
They're
not the
cousins.
same. Yeah.
Yeah, they are cousins. BBD, do you know what season the Yankees didn't win a single game at Yankee Stadium?
I do not.
Jake?
It's that transition year. They played all of their games. Was it at the Meadowlands? Where did they play all their games? 1959.
I think it's 74 or
I thought it
70.
was more recent, but
They played at Shea.
Shea.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. What would they do now? If that, I mean, they just wouldn't do it now. They wouldn't have a.
There's solutions.
I mean, they played at Yankee Stadium while they were building Yankee Stadium. We've seen it.
I guess because they were renovating the stadium. Right?
Yeah, they weren't.
That's
Yeah,
why.
they were renovating it.
Because it'd just be a new stadium they built. Probably.
Probably stunk, man.
I mean, how could you not?
I wouldn't want to do that.
I would take like the longest showers. Just
You
try
would?
to get that off.
Shea.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of bad.
Okay.
I was gonna fib a little.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna fib. I'll be honest with you guys. I was gonna fib. Charles Bender, though, he was pretty good. Chief Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave up a lot of home runs though that year. He almost ruined it for him.
And that 74 season was a mess. I mean, that's when Yogi was managing the Mets. Ugh. I'm glad I didn't see it.
How did they do clubhouses? Oh, I have a question that I've always wanted to ask that you don't know the answer to, but I want your best guess.
Perfect.
The New York City FC football club.
NYCFC.
What
Got caught watching them the other day.
What
Yes Network.
What clubhouse do they use? There's no way they're using like the Yankees clubhouse. Are they in like the umpires room? Are they in the away clubhouse? They get like where's the away team?
And then there's a rotating clubhouse.
Do you think the Yankees give them like is like the New York FC guy using like Judge's locker? They can't. During the off season,
like Thurman Munson's locker? They have separate locker rooms.
but do the Yankees have multiple?
Did they build? I believe MetLife has like 4 locker rooms because
Not-
like Jets and Giants get their own, and there's a couple.
I don't want to put
Visitors.
pressure on
I
you because
believe.
you're closer to him, but he's a Talkin Yanks legend and someone we haven't talked to in a while that might be a good surprise call. Ryan Rucco feels like a guy that would know the answer to that. Or if he doesn't, he'd laugh a lot.
Jack
It'd
Curry.
say, "That's a great question."
I'll text Jack Curry.
Okay. Text
I think
him.
he knows. He's a very inquisitive person.
He knows everything. He's Jack Curry. He's
Mm-hmm.
all-knowing. I think Rucco would be a little more jazzed up. I'll
Rucco would
text
be
Rucco.
Rucco will be happy you asked.
What clubhouse
I'll text you and Rucco.
do NYCFC use? That's what it is, right? NYCFC.
NYCFC.
And now Kay's going to be pissed. Why didn't you ask me? And now
I
it's this
know
whole-
because K knows everything.
Chris Shern probably knows, but haven't really talked to him ever. Nice goatee.
That
sometimes.
clubby that we met, he
Yeah,
probably knows.
definitely knows.
Meredith probably also knows.
Meredith knows.
She wouldn't tell us though.
She wouldn't tell us. Like ask someone else.
I think she'd tell us.
She'd
She'd
let
tell
you
us.
know.
She'd hold it over our heads for a second.
She'd make fun of us that we were pondering
that
this
we
question.
were talking about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Like why? Who cares?
Yeah.
I asked Jack. We'll see if he knows. Because
Okay.
like the banner that they got, someone in the chat just said. Tom A said there are auxiliary clubhouses. Okay. I like to picture them in the umps room.
It's a tight room. I think that's like a room built for 6 people.
Yeah.
And I think the football club is more than that.
I got them just huddled up like
Really
like
tight.
an elevator.
I would guess in theory it's more the umpires are using their locker room if they're sharing that room.
What game was that? Was that Sunday that the Yankees game ended and they went straight to NYCFC?
Yeah,
That's
I
fun.
got kind of assaulted by the noise of soccer.
Wow.
No, I think it was a Saturday because Talkin Yanks got pushed. There was one when I was at when Cole was and Kluber were facing off that Saturday 4:00 start or whatever it was.
Right.
Because I was in a bar in New York for my sister's engagement party, and they would turn to all the channels to the Rangers. And I was like, "Oh, can you leave one on yes?" Because I wanted to see it flip to us, because that's cool.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It went to soccer. She was like, "You wanted to watch soccer?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh shit."
That's tough.
Now it's tough. Went to one bar and it was on. It was when I was like out with friends, and that was cool.
Wow. So Curry, obviously,
Obviously.
great question. Let me ask Medvin. He produces those games. So now I texted the wrong guy. I could have asked Medvin.
We
Damn.
had that.
Hey guys, eyes emoji for next Tuesday. Womp 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 womp.
You might, if you're a Yankees fan, you might want to watch Yes Network next Tuesday.
Womp, 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 womp. Whatever you just thought it was going to be, it's smaller than that because that's what happens when you tease things. People think bigger and then it's smaller, and that's why I hate teasing things. But we did tease it because it's fun.
The puck guys saw Talkin Yanks come on at the bar, and they were ribbing me pretty good.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
They were like,
I
"Yeah,
didn't know you guys were like that."
yeah." That's what the bartender said. She actually, I didn't like it. She like rang a bell and was like, "We got a celebrity," and I was like, "Oh fuck, shut up." And then I watched it and I was yawning the whole time. I was like, God damn it. I gotta stop yawning on these Yes Network episodes. But I can't stop yawning. I've tried. The comments, a bunch of the comments said to try to take
Been
deep.
telling you for years, you got to hide it. You need a yawn seat.
I can't. I have such big yawns.
I mean, a piece of paper, dog. Like, that's what I'm saying.
They sneak up on me.
Your yawns aren't that sneaky.
They are.
They're not that
They are. I'm not even tired when I yawn. Someone said I need to swallow more air.
That sounds like how you get.
And I tried that hard like the next day.
That's not going to work.
Like just inhale deep breaths. I tried it. It did not work. So I'm ready for another suggestion. Comments. Thank you very much.
Well,
appreciate you.
When I was at the bar and it was on, the bartender did not care.
Nice.
Yeah.
She didn't say, "Are you the little man in the corner?
Hey,
The great
No, they just
wizard
kind
of
of kept
Oz."
not looking at me.
Dave?
Dave.
Hate when people call you Dave.
Dude, I love this. The 1906 Phillies. There's a guy named his name in Baseball Reference is Jim Holmes. He's got a question mark at the end of it.
Ooh, we think he was Jim Holmes.
They're just not positive.
Know what I'm positive of, Jim? DraftKings. It doesn't come in a jar.
DraftKings. It doesn't come in a jar. DraftKings comes from who you are.
And
Open
you guys
it up and become the...
can go to DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, and new customers are getting, if you bet $5 on any team to win, you will get $150 in free bets no matter what, win or lose. If you're looking to get in the game, now is the time. DraftKings, they have their same game parlays. Attach a couple legs of those together, make a real payout. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOHNBOY. Bet just $5 and get $150 in free bets no matter what happens on the field. That's promo code JOHNBOY at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. MLB trademarks used with permission.
I wanted to do something
Okay.
where I was doing no-hitter watch. How many times has it happened? But then, like, that Sevy game doesn't count because it happened in the first inning.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out the best way to search this and what I'm actually looking for here. I think I've got it, but now I need to like kind of redo my search. And I just want to see how many times have Yankee pitchers gone.
Just game logs for each of these guys?
Well, I want to compare it to the league.
Okay.
So 7 innings or more. Right? 7 innings or more, 2 hits or less.
Okay.
Because I think the Yankees have to lead in that.
Okay.
I think they
I'm
have
interested to find
I think
out.
they have 5. Which seems like a lot.
Seems high.
It's spinning. I'm running the query. We're running the query.
We're running the numbers because that's what we're good at here. We
and,
never run into a problem when we try to run the numbers here.
Please hold. The query is being assembled.
The system is down.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Man, that came on the other day and I was freaked out.
You were?
Yeah, I woke up kind of angry.
Why? Because you hated it.
Was that Sunday? Watched a lot of stuff.
Okay, so the Yankees have had 7. Oh, no, it happened to them once. So they've had 6. Oh, I can do this. The Yankees have had 6, okay? St. Louis has had 4. The Padres, this would be a close one. 4. Yankees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Dodgers, 1, 2. Angels, 2. Royals, 2. Houston, 1, 2, 3, 4. Detroit 1, Cincy 2, White Sox 1, 2, 3, 4. Once against the Yankees. Bummer.
What's Kopech?
Yeah. Chicago 3, Boston 2, Atlanta 2, Arizona 2. Yankees have the most.
Bang biscuit. So that's 6 innings and 2 hits or less, right?
7 innings.
7 innings, 2 hits or less.
If I do 6, might even be more.
Possibly. It really opens up the odds.
Dude, it might even be more.
Are you doing another query?
I mean, I could do that. I think now that it's kind of like inputted at once.
Now that it's half populated.
Yeah, it won't take that.
It's funny that technology works that way,
Yeah.
right?
It's kind of like your brain.
Right.
If you do one
You're
math
already
problem,
on the topic.
yeah. So of the Yankees pitchers that have done it, Tyone's done it twice against the Angels and against Tampa. Both times he went 8 innings pitched and only allowed 2 hits. He's good. Garrett Cole has now done it twice. Once against the Tigers, 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs or 2 hits, and 7 innings pitched, 1 hit against the Rays. That was yesterday. Nestor Cortez has done it once against the Rangers, 7.1, 1 hit, and Sevy. So all of our pitchers have done it? No, Monty hasn't done it yet.
Monty.
So that's something to put on your
Monty
list.
watch, yeah.
Like Monty, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits or less. Get on it. Join the club. You know?
Monty.
You want me to drop it to 6 innings? Maybe Monty's in the 6 innings, 2 hit club?
No, he's given up 3 hits or more in every start.
God damn it, Jordan.
Yeah.
Fall in. Crazy ass tartar.
It's really frustrating.
It is. But that's pretty good, huh? Like we've seen. How many do you think we had last year? Think we had any? Cole had to have a couple.
Kluber, Cole, yeah.
Kluber had a no-hitter.
Yeah.
That one probably counts.
If that doesn't come up in the query, then I'm suspect of the numbers.
You know what? That's how you just run a test to make sure. All right, so 6 innings, 2 hits or less. The Yankees have, oh my goodness, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it added a couple more.
An incredible start.
That is so stupid, man. That's so good.
Yeah. No, I know we obviously talk about it a lot and go series to series. Okay. Now there's some hands involved in Jimmy's math.
Cole has done that 3 times. Tyone twice. It brings 3 Sevy starts in. He's got 3 6+, 2 hits or less. And
that counts because he wasn't built up, you know?
Cole has 3 as well. I think I got that wrong. Cole has 3 as well. And Nestor has 2. Dude, that's incredible. Go the Yankees is what I'm saying.
I'll just read a couple basic stats for you.
Okay.
Garrett Cole, 14 starts, a 3.14 ERA. Decent.
Mid.
Tyone, 13 starts, a 2.7 ERA.
That's good. I like that one.
Jordan Montgomery, 13 starts, a 2.72 ERA.
Eat shit, Cole.
Nestor Cortez Jr., 12 starts, a 1.94 ERA.
Dude, the Yankees just, you know how last year the Yankees didn't avenge Cole? They could have like beat up Robbie Ray and helped Cole get the Cy Young, but Cole also didn't help himself in those later games against them. The Yankees now getting to McClanahan. Actually, they only got 1 off him, right?
Yeah, they didn't get to him last night.
Yeah, they got 1. Where's it go? Whatever, 1. But they got, and those were unearned, whatever. But helping Nestor start the All-Star game is the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
You know, on a crusade.
He's their guy.
You know what I always forget? Because I don't like the All-Star game that much. I don't.
Sevy, 12 starts, 3.27.
3.27?
Yeah.
Is that the worst?
Currently the worst. Him and then Cole.
But we're just mad at Castro for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Take care of his inherited runners.
Yeah.
You know, I don't put much stock into the All-Star game because it's a 3-month competition. It's not a full year. Blah, 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 blah. And voting's, it's all farce, whatever. But for pitchers, it's not. But I do forget that it is a big stage. And there will be people like in National League fans that are regional that will be like, hear the Nestor story for the first time.
Yeah.
So I really hope he starts. I don't know if he's going to start it, but it would be awesome. He's going to get in it, I think. I think usually the top 3 pitchers like are the first 3 out. Like it's got to be one of those, right? Like if McClanahan starts it or Manoah starts, like Nestor's going to get
Nestor
in it.
will be in the All-Star game, barring
Unless
something.
Unless he's
timing.
somehow
Unless he
lined up
pitches.
for the last
Yeah.
game of the whatever. But for him, they make.
I mean,
probably funny
with the
business
way
there.
this year is, if that's still lining up for Nestor, I mean, you do funny business. You have a Clark start day, and you do some bullpen stuff because he serves it, man. I hope there's a bunch of mean scouting reports on Nestor Cortez that come out at some point.
Okay.
Because, man, there are some words in there that are probably really mean. Like, no chance to play Major League Baseball.
Gimmick. Hey, in 2021, the Yankees had 4 starts, 7 innings pitched or more, 2 hits or less. Can you name the starters of the 4 games?
Well, Corey Kluber, again, should really be 1.
He has 1.
Okay. The look you gave me makes me think he might have 2.
Correct. He has 2. So that's 2 of the 4.
I told you I love
Now
Kluber.
name the starters that had the other 2. And if you get both of these correct first try,
Okay.
I will kiss you on the nose.
Okay. High stakes. I would like to think Cole had 1.
Wrong. No kiss for you. Damn, wrong.
Damn.
Andrew Heaney.
Andy Pettit. Okay.
Nope. Andrew Heaney. We were at that game.
Andrew.
The Heen Dog did it. And Domingo Herman. What's the latest update on him?
I think he's starting a rehab assignment. I think I just saw that.
That's cool.
Herman. Set to start with other Yankee pitchers also on the mend. Okay. Nice.
No update.
Rehab
Next time-
assignment on Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
He's scheduled
Tomorrow.
to start for Class A Tampa.
Class A, huh?
Yeah. He threw a bullpen session at Tropicana Field prior to the Yankees series opener against the Rays on Monday as he closes in on a return from shoulder impingement that sidelined him since spring.
All right, cool
That
beans.
was just all from the top of my head.
It even sounded like you.
It even sounded like me, you know? And it didn't sound like Dan Martin from the New York Post.
In 2020, the Yankees had 1. Obviously an odd year. Less games,
Some less
not built up, all that shit. It was cool. I think the only thing left to do is guess the lineup. We've talked about the sharp stats. We've talked about how good the Yankees pitching has been. I don't know how to find the official. You have to really go into the actual play-by-play game log, the only way I know how to do it. I don't know how to search no hits through 6.
Right. It's tough. Oh. 0 hits, 6 innings or later. But then you don't get the ones that pop up. You'd only get no hitters.
Yeah.
You want to get the ones. So,
Yeah. I don't know how to do that.
Anyways, if you like baseball and you like Yankees baseball and you want to know who the Yankees could possibly come up against come this playoff season, why don't you check out Baseball Today? Baseball Today is a show hosted by Chris Rose and Trevor Plouffe. It's coming live every day, Monday through Friday. So not every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And it's live on AMP, and you can participate. They take calls throughout the show. Hour long, and they're talking everything baseball. So you're going to get some Yankees because they happen to be the best team in baseball. But you also get some other tidbits from around the league. So you know when we run into other teams, you might be more informed. Download the AMP app and use code BASEBALLTODAY to tune in.
Tune in, Baseball Today, good stuff. Also, Towing the Slab with Coney. The official Yankees Twitter account retweeted the episode with Matt Blake. And that one jumped off on the podcast app and YouTube a little bit.
By the way,
Yeah.
am I biased? Absolutely. A delicious listen. Matt Blake.
Matt Blake. Does he talk like that?
No, but was pretty funny when everyone in the world could tell how pissed off Garrett Cole was. He walked back-to-back batters. And Matt Blake was like, okay. He was already on like his power walk out to the mound. Like, oh, you are in a bad headspace right now.
I like that.
Yeah.
And Matt Blake is a psychology guy,
Right. He talks about it.
which I didn't know that.
Towing the slab.
Tone Slab, baseball today. Go check it out. A lot of baseball on the John Boy Media Network. It's some good stuff.
Are you going to guess this lineup?
Who's pitching for them? Springs?
Spring. I have Beeks.
Beeks.
Who's basically the same, lefty. In my head, Jalen Beeks is lefty. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure. Jalen Beeks.
What a
I
name.
bet, man, he is lefty.
Dude, I'm kind of obsessed with comparing this team to old teams. Like, I
Okay.
dropped it down to 6 innings pitched, 2 hits or less. And in 2019, they had 8.
Okay.
They already have 10, and we're not even halfway through the season. And they had 8 total in 2019. In 2018, they had 11 total, and we're already at 10.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's everyone, like Monty hasn't done it yet.
Right.
I could fucking put it at 3 hits to include Monty, and that's still a really good start.
Great start.
To go 7 innings pitched, 3 hits.
It's a great start.
And I want to do it, but I got to guess the lineup, so I can't do
Yeah.
it. But obviously, it's all I want to do.
Jalen Beeks has been good this year.
Hey, last time we did guess the lineup, I nailed it.
Yeah.
So should I, like, focus in here?
100%. Yeah, so I don't want to be insulting to your guest lineup skills. I feel like today's a tough one. Trop game 2, I think it's a pseudo opener situation.
For them?
Yeah. Beeks has only pitched, he hasn't pitched over 2 innings this year. So this is a tough one. We're in the 20 games, 20 day stretch. Like, is Kiner back today?
No.
Okay. So that's where there's a lot of.
He might be, but they would have ran him last night. They lied and said he was available, and if he was available, they would have ran him. Which I'm not upset about. That's gamesmanship and shit.
Right.
The Rays were like, "Oh shit, Kiner's available," but they would have pinch run him for JD at the end if he was. So that makes me think that they're like hesitant. Makes me think they might just skip the turf, and just give him like the last day.
It could. I mean, it's
Or
also,
he plays today and sits tomorrow. I don't know.
pinch run with a hamstring thing. That also doesn't seem smart. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've got one stat before you start guessing that lineup. I'll let you finish your thoughts.
No, I'm just seeing if they have a bulk guy that they're going to use.
The Yankees in interleague play this year. It's only the Cubs, so they're 3-0, and it's 28 runs scored, 5 runs against. So just dominating interleague.
The
Yankees.
in interleague.
Yeah.
Who have they played?
Only the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Like, is Yarby a bulk guy today?
I don't think that's insane. Let me see. You want me to scout some Rays?
Or if Beeks is a lefty, are they going to bring in a lefty as the bulk guy? But I think Yarby's, unless he's on the IL now.
So let's see. It looks like their listed long reliever is Ralph Garza Jr.
I've been scared of seeing him.
Yeah, I mean, Baz is listed for tomorrow. Baz.
Sean Barr.
And then it's Springs, Kluber for their next series. I mean, it could just be full-blown bullpen day. I'm not
Day 2.
I'm not seeing a guy that looks like a 50-pitch guy unless it's Ralph Garza Jr.
I think it might be Yarby. Unless he's not on the team right now?
I don't think he is.
Oh, okay. Icky. Well, then it looks like Ralph Garza Jr. Or it could be, well, no, Beeks is starting. Whistler or Brooks Raley.
But yeah, I mean, they're all kind of regular relievers.
So it's a bullpen day. So let's make a lineup with balance.
Okay.
That's what I think that means. I don't think the Yankees are going to get too funky. How funky, too funky.
Ralph Garza has thrown 3.2, and he hasn't pitched in a little while.
And he is
He is right-handed, traditionally.
okay. So then you just throw shit out the window and you say, okay, let's have DJ LeMahieu lead off and Judge bat second and Rizzo third and Stanton fourth and Glaber fifth and JD sixth. And then Hicks 7 and Trevino is tomorrow. Tomorrow's also a night game, so just go Trevino again. And then who pitches tomorrow for the Yankees?
Monty. Nestor than Monty.
I don't think they do matchups at all really anymore, right?
It feels like they've been doing every other day, like still.
They weren't for a while, but now that Higgy's actually like hitting again,
Right.
They have been doing every other day. Yeah. So then let's do Higgy then.
Okay.
Hicks, Higashioka, Marwin. Who's that leave us on the bench? Gallo,
Kiner,
Trevino,
Trevino.
and Carpenter. Now let me see if I actually think some of them will play.
Right.
Because Judge has played 2 days in center field in a row, and it's on the turf.
And Stan played right field last
And
night.
Stan
Gallo
played.
didn't start last
So
night.
Stanton will DH, and Judge moves to right. Or, okay, maybe Judge moves to right, and then Hicks goes to center field, and that means that Gallo will play left. And
Which means you got to drop a Donaldson
Or,
or Stanton.
but Donaldson's hitting now. Maybe Donaldson plays third, and maybe DJ gets a day, but he had a day recently too. No, you can't do that shit. You just got to go your lineup.
Okay.
You use Carpenter as the pinch hit. If they're going reliever, he's a good drag and drop option. If they're going bullpen day. I've been liking what I see out of DJ at third. Maybe they want Josh Donaldson as a pinch hitter as well option.
Feels like in a bullpen day especially, I wouldn't be surprised if they do Matt Carpenter lefty option, righty hitting option, which could bring like a Glaber into play too or something like that.
Glaber's been so good though.
Yeah.
All right, so if Judge isn't going to play center field 3 days in a row, all on turf because Toronto's turf too, right?
Right.
So that means Judge is going to DH or play right field, but he doesn't play right field, man.
I might have something.
Last time Judge played right field was 15 games ago.
It's the last thing I'll put in the pot. So, 20 games in 20 days.
Yeah,
Back-to-back turf series.
yeah,
And this weekend, the Yankees play Houston.
yeah.
So they might rest a Stanton or Judge or someone big this series rather than next series.
I would disagree with the philosophy there. These games mean more than the Houston games.
Do they?
Yeah, it's division.
Rays are mid this year.
Yeah, it's just
Houston's the best competition in the league. I'd rather go shot for shot with them.
I don't think they're going to sit Judge during Houston games. We know how mad he gets when they sit him.
That's where I'm saying I could see them sneaking one in Tampa.
So maybe they go Judge center field today, and then he sits tomorrow, no matter what.
Something like that. I don't know. Just
Do you think
Just
Gallo?
having
Do you
the
think Gallo
discussion.
starts today? He sat yesterday, so then maybe he starts today.
it's an opener. I would think he starts.
By the time he gets
today.
up, it's probably the righty pitcher.
Right. If they do 9-hole Gallo, he probably doesn't see Beeks, or the Yankees are hitting Beeks, and then Boz tomorrow is a righty. So I think so. But then does that mean Hicks starts all 3 games, or is this a Hicks sits game?
You got to keep Hicks going. He looks good.
I agree.
This is kind of an interesting lineup.
I tried to tell you. A lot of moving parts today.
Because like the dilemma here is how do you use the DH? Do you give Judge? Do you go Stanton in right field back-to-back days? They've done that. Dude, you know what? The last time they played Tampa, DJ, Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, all 3 games. I know it was at home. It wasn't on the turf, and that might be a difference, or maybe they've scratched that. but let's just do it again.
Okay.
Let's just do it. This is what we want them to do. DJ, Judge, Rizzo, Stan. I'm locking those in as my 4. They're all playing. All right. Then I think Glaber has to play.
Okay.
Right. JD's a question mark. I think he should play. He's starting to hit. It'd be a bad time to give him a rest because it's not sometimes you give a guy a rest versus really good pitchers so he doesn't fuck up but they're seeing a bunch of relievers and shit. We're good relievers, mind you, but You know what I'm saying. But JD's got 4 hits in a row in his last 4 games with a homer. So I'm going JD 5th, Hicks, Higgy, Marwin, shortstop. That means Judge is center field 3 days in a row. It means that let's just do JD at 3, third base, and DJ DHing then? And Rizzo at first? Or I don't know who's going to DH, but I think it's DJ or Donaldson.
Donaldson DH yesterday, so you'd assume they'd flip that.
I don't think this is going to be right. I don't know
It's
what they
a
do with
tough
the DH today. It's odd because of the way they've done it, but I'd like them to play their guys. Every game against Tampa's been close, so I know you're saying they're mid and they're not. They're 12 games back, but every game against them has been close.
4th in the East now.
Still a wild card team.
Yeah.
What have the results been of games against them? It's been 1 by 2 runs, 1 by 1, by 1, by 2, lost by 2, lost by 2, 1 by 2, and then there's one where they won by 5. So every game besides one has been decided by 1 or 2 runs. So they might be 6-2 against them, but it's not like you don't need to squeeze out as much offense as you possibly can. The only thing I don't like about my lineup, Jake, is that Gallo and Carpenter are both on the bench, and that fucks up your pinch hit options. So I can see them. What if they DH Gallo and sit JD, and then hit JD for him when that comes up?
So who do you have in the outfield right now?
Hicks, Stanton, and Judge.
I mean, wouldn't you just DH Stanton and have Gallo play right?
But then you can't.
Getting JD.
Then you have to lose your DH to replace the outfield because Marwin is starting at short on mine.
Maybe Marwin's not starting at short.
Yeah. But you can't easily hit for Gallo if he's in the outfield and Stan's DHing. And Hicks and Judge are out there. And Marwin starting at short. So, yeah.
Okay. We'll see. Let's guess the lineup.
I think I'd be surprised if Gallo's not starting.
I don't know.
It'd be noteworthy.
Kay echoed all my sentiments on air yesterday. He was like, it's pretty telling they don't see him as he's not a starter in their mind right now.
Pinch in for him.
It'd be noteworthy.
I think
he's a platoon guy.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Gallo sits. I would be. If Kiner doesn't start this game, I'll be mad because then you should have just IL'd him.
How many is that in a row?
This would be
the third in a row.
3.
It's not that many.
I don't know. What are we doing? Let's see our prospects.
Might as well.
Bench just shortened anyways.
No, bench got bigger.
Pitcher's bench got shorter.
Yeah, the pitcher's bench.
Pitcher's bench did get shorter.
Okay, let's guess the lineup. Are you throwing out one?
And you riveting. We've turned into a team.
Okay.
I end up you deep dive past what the Yankees analytics team actually does, and I end up just throwing a lineup on green. So it's teamwork.
If Kiner plays, then you might see. I have no fucking idea. It's an interesting one. Fuck the Rays.
Hey guys.
Oh, Hi.
Hey,
How long you been there?
Katie. Live this whole time.
Damn.
And that's what you chime in.
That's the end of the episode. Thank you guys very much for listening. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.